this evening. My name is Asiedu-Dartey. Manager in charge of listing at the Ghana Stock Exchange, Joyce Boakye, has indicated the exchange is working on listing 4 additional companies onto the Ghana alternative market this year. The Ghana alternative market in 2016 made a positive return of 5.91%, whereas the main market recorded a negative growth of 15.33%.
In the first quarter of 2013, the Ghana Alternative Market (GAX) was launched as a parallel market operated by the Ghana Stock Exchange. The aim of the GAX is to focus on small and medium-scale enterprises with potential for growth. GAX registers and lists SMEs at a less and waived cost relative to listing on the main exchange. A company applying to list on the GAX must have a minimum stated capital of 250,000 cedis, whereas the main market requires a minimum of 20 million cedis.
On the market, you can always raise capital. You don't need to go through a whole lot of processes anymore. Once you are listed, it's a subsequent raising of capital. It depends on you, the company, how you perform, so that the companies or investors will be interested in what you are selling to them.
The past 2 years that the main market has seen negative growth of 11.77% in 2015 and 15.33% in 2016. The GAX made impressive returns of 11.46% in 2015 and 5.9% in 2016.
Those who invested in HOTS would be quite happy about their performance, and I think that it is one of the things that has given a lot of hope to the GAX, that small companies can come to the GAX and still do well and then return some very good profits.
The GAX current 4 listed equities include Samba Foods Limited, Meridian Marshall Holdings, Horse Limited, and Intravenous Infusion Limited.
Sensitization and education to entrepreneurs. I think that in that sense, the exchange, for instance, can do much better for owners of small businesses to realize the importance of using the capital market in terms of long-term financing, which is the equity.
Manager in charge of listing, Joyce Boakye, says works are underway to list additional 4 SMEs onto the GAX this year.
What we have to do is to aggressively move out there and do our outreach as we normally do, because that is what we do to get these companies. We go out and then speak to groups, then we narrow it down to one-on-one, then we follow it up.
Listing on the GAX increased visibility, provides liquidity for shareholders, facilitates growth, and also comes with tax benefits.
President and Executive Dean of Noble's International Business School, Professor Kweku Jima, is advising government to strengthen the fundamentals of the economy in order to attain a sustainable and stable currency. He indicated if a country does not have a strong economic fundamentals, such as the competitiveness of companies, then the currency becomes valueless.
At a media briefing in Accra, President and Executive Dean of Noble International Business School, Professor Kweku Jima, stated government has to be prudent in how it manages its deficit and expenditure. He explained getting the fundamentals of the economy right will help shore up the value of the cedi.
The productivity of the country, the competitiveness of the companies, your export profile, the strength of your exporting, the government managing its deficits and managing its expenditure. If you have governments that just borrow nilly-willy, then people don't have confidence in the currency.
Professor Jima, however, cautioned the school of thought that has it that the cedi should be pegged to major international currencies such as the US dollar.
If you peg the currency without the fundamentals being strong, you still have a problem. Hong Kong has pegged this currency to the US dollar, with a very narrow band. So you're very sure that if you get, Hong Kong dollars, you know how much US dollars you're going to get. It doesn't change much, right? But the reason why that's successful is because they got a very strong economic base.
The Professor of Marketing and Innovation Management indicated academic institutions have to reorient the academic content in line with private sector demands. In Ghana, over 70% of economic activities can be found in the informal sector. Director of Graduate Programs at NIPS, Dr. Hodeigba, was of the view that good fiscal discipline is the path to take in order to have and maintain a stable currency.
Need very good regulations to be able to regulate the economy. Advocates of a better economy are talking about expanding the tax base. Some are talking about taxing the formal economy to some extent, and then some are also talking about this leading to austerity and all that.
The economist was worried all other volatilities are normally relegated to the back burners.
You can have volatility in almost all sectors of the economy, but then of course we also have volatility when you look at the oil industry and how prices go up and down.
All right, so let's go on to the commodities market now and find out how the commodities have been faring. As you can see right there on the screens, an ounce of gold now trading at 1,225.31 cents. Then, and this is a reduction 0.67%, and this is as a result of the increased strength of the US dollar on the trading on the world market. So that's what has resulted in that decrease that you see on your screens right now. And that also can be said of the same situation with cocoa as well, as we speak. A ton of cocoa now is trading at $1,226. It's been a reduction of 1.83%, in as much as there's been an increased demand here in Ghana, as we speak, ahead of tomorrow's National Chocolate Day, with the checks that we made indicating that lots of people who indeed trade in bars of chocolate have had their stock running out. But this is not reflective on the world market. The cotton as well, now $78.25. And it remains to be seen exactly what this Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo-led administration will do to improve on the country's fortunes when it comes to cotton, because this was once referred to as the white gold of this country, and that has been left to its fate now. There's been a lot of promises made to improve on it. We'll see how that pans out. But you can look as well at crude oil now. A barrel of crude oil trading at $55.55. And in as much as there's been that agreement by the Organization of Petroleum Oil and Exporting Countries as we speak at the moment, this has not had any replica effect on the price of crude oil on the world market. Tallow is expected to meet the new administration to talk about issues on developing the Jubilee field, and also they are awaiting the outcome of that dispute between Ivory Coast and Ghana and the impact that it will have on the Jubilee field. So that's it for business this evening. But over to you.
Thank you. And now we're expecting my chocolate tomorrow.
It will come.
All right. Yes. I mean, I noticed the drop in cocoa price of 1.83% on the world market, but that means we'll have a lot more cocoa to process for chocolate here. So more chocolate for us.